mic.
I'm gonna check the feed, make sure it's running. Okay, yeah, for sure. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. You get the Bible ready?
Go ahead and get started.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'll wait for you. It's all good. Shalom.
Shalom.
Be the great millstone Borderlands saints out of El Paso, Texas. Come out here week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of the daughter of Babylon and to preach the good news, meaning the gospel, to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which make up the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, as always, before we get started, we're going to turn to the east. All praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of the great millstone who teach and who rule well, peace, blessings, and safety. To all you sincere Akim, keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether people hear or whether they forbear. All right, so this is going to be a lesson going into the captivity of the nations. All right, because I was just watching, I was on TikTok earlier, and I was watching this guy. His name is Dwayne, and his channel is Debunking Hebrew Israelites. Right, he was doing a live. He was doing I guess a live stream where you had a bunch of reprobates going on there, trying to defend the Israelite faith, and he had this guy on there that was pretty much saying, he said, well, I'm not one of the, I don't go out there and teach on the streets. I don't believe a lot of what they teach. And Dwayne made this guy look like a complete jackass, man. He made this guy look like a complete fool. And I screen recorded a lot of it. All right, and you know, how it watches out either later tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go live on that, and you can see that footage. All right, and I'm gonna, go through his different arguments, but essentially, they touched on Isaiah the 14th chapter. All right, specifically verses 1 and 2, where it says that, that the Israelites would rule over their oppressors. All right, and because this idiot, all right, this reprobate, okay, was not knowledgeable enough in the scriptures, he got confounded by this plantation Christian, man. Okay, which is the reason why we tell you, if you don't know the Bible, just shut your damn mouth, man. All right, if you're not one of the servants of the Lord, just be quiet. Okay, if you don't teach out here on the streets, there's a reason for that. It's probably because you don't have the knowledge to be able to do so. All right, but he confounded him to make him believe that Isaiah 14 already happened. Okay, and it did not happen yet. That's talking about Babylon the Great, which is America, the daughter of Babylon, man. All right, and the nations are going to be in captivity, all right, when the Israelites get released from their captivity. So that's what we're going to talk about in this live. We're going to go ahead and prove that. All right, let's start off with Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7, all right? Okay, this and we're going to show you in the scriptures, all right, out of Jeremiah the 30th chapter, this time period that we're going to start off with is Jacob's trouble, okay, which even the Christian scholars know that Jacob's trouble, aka the Great Tribulation, has not happened yet, all right? And we're going to see what the end result of that is going to be, which is going to be the captivity of the nations. Get Jeremiah 30, start at verse 7.
Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that great day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
All right. He said, alas, for that day is great, for it is even the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, but he shall be saved out of it. That he is talking about the remnant of Jacob, as we're gonna keep reading and see. All right, go ahead.
For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds. And strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
Right. He said, in that day, I shall break his yoke from off thy neck. Okay, that's the time when Jacob is actually going to be free, because even in that live stream, all right, the Christian apologist, Dwayne, he asked that guy, he said, are the Israelites still in captivity? What's up, man? How's it going? He asked that guy, are the Israelites still in captivity? There's noise, bro. Slacky. In that live stream, he asked that reprobate Israelite, he said, are the Israelites still in captivity? And that guy was shaken up. And he said, no, yes, they are. The Israelites are still in captivity, stupid, okay, until the Savior comes and frees them out of that, all right? And that's going to happen during the time of Jacob's trouble. When Jacob's trouble kicks off, that's when the Israelites will be free at the very end of it. As a matter of fact, the Israelites will be in captivity, all right? Just because we're not in hardcore bondage right now, we don't have chains about our neck, doesn't mean that we're not still in captivity. All right, we're still being ruled over by a nation that hates us, that's raising up persecution against us right now as we speak. Okay, with this whole ICE situation, all right, Trump building all these different camps, all right, you know, working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, barely being able to get by. All right, ever since we set foot, the Southern Kingdom particularly, talking about us, the so-called Negroes, ever since we set foot here in America, Babylon the Great, it's been pure hell. Yes, we are still in captivity. Let me go ahead and prove that. All right, the Israelites are not free until Jacob's trouble, as we just read, all right, and until the Messiah returns. Let's go ahead and prove that right quick. All right, Jeremiah chapter 23, and I'm gonna read verses 5 and 6, okay? It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. All right? And when you read that in NLT, it says a descendant of David, okay? And that's talking about Yahushua, all right, the one who they call Jesus. It says, and in his days, Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is his name whereby he shall be called the Lord our righteousness. All right, so that didn't happen back then. This is a future prophecy of the second coming of Yahushua. When he comes, that's when Judah and Israel shall dwell safely. And that's when they go back to their land. Okay, so that's another cut too, because the Christians believe that the Israelis are the Israelites. Okay, and if you dare try to go into that, we're gonna chop you up, down, left, right, side to side. All right, because the Israelites don't go back until Jacob's trouble is over with and until the Messiah returns. So let's keep reading. Okay, Jeremiah 23 and verse 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. Another prophecy that has not happened yet. The Messiah, the Heavenly Father, has not come and gathered the Israelites out of the north country yet, because that north country is talking about, also known as the land of the north, is America. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and prove that. Okay, I'm gonna go to another precept. It said that they would be brought up out of the land of the north, out of the north country. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 3, another end time prophecy. All right, Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse, I'm gonna start at verse 18. All right, it says, and in those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. All right, land of the north, also known as the north country, is the same place. Another title for that place is the daughter of Babylon. Let's go ahead and prove that. This is the Babylon that's spoken of in Isaiah 14 that's going to be taken down. All right, that the Israelites are still in captivity under. Okay, ruled over by Esau, Edom. All right, so this is Zechariah. I'm going to prove that as well. This is Zechariah chapter 2. Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 6. It says, ho, ho, and come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith the Lord. Listen to the next verse. So this said, flee out of the land of the north. Verse 7, deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. Okay, this is the best. This daughter of Babylon, also talked about in Isaiah 47, is the Babylon that the Israelites are in captivity under until the Messiah comes and frees them out of that place, man. All right? So these Christians, they don't know prophecy. This guy obviously doesn't understand that there's an ancient Babylon, a Neo-Babylonian empire under King Nebuchadnezzar, and a daughter of Babylon, which is what we're in now. And that's the Babylon that the Israelites will be freed from, and that's the Babylon where they're going to rule over their oppressors, as this talks about in Isaiah the 14th chapter. All right? Now, I told you that Esau Edom rules over the daughter of Babylon. Let me go ahead and prove that. All right, because they would say, well, the Edomites never ruled over Babylon. Well, let's go ahead and prove that this ain't talking about ancient Babylon. It's talking about the daughter of Babylon. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 137.
That's where we're living in.
Oh, yes, exactly what we're talking about. This is Psalms chapter 137. Yeah, demons, man. Demons. Anyways, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 137. And Psalms 137 and verse 7. Because as I said, this modern day daughter of Babylon, all right, is ruled over by the Edomites. How are we going to prove that? Because it connects the two in Psalms 137 chapter. All right, Psalms 137 at verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, which said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. All right, this happened. The Edomites helped the ancient Babylonians in 586 BCE, but then they also destroyed Jerusalem as the Romans in 70 AD. Okay, it says, verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. All right, so why is it talking about Edom and then the daughter of Babylon? Because Esau, Edom is the ones who rule over the daughter of Babylon. All right, as we just read in Psalms 137 verses 7 and 8. Okay, and it says, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. What happened unto us? We were destroyed by the sword of Esau. We were taken into captivity under the Edomites. So then they're going to go into captivity, as it says in Revelation 13 and 10. All right, I can quote it off the top of my head. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. That's exactly what's going to happen. All right, and it's going to be fulfilled in future prophecy of the daughter of Babylon being destroyed, which is spoken of in Isaiah 14 verses 1 and 2. Now going back to Jeremiah 30, okay, this is going to happen after Jacob's trouble, as we're going to read. Okay, read Jeremiah 30, start from 7 once again. All right.
Right. This is Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Right. Jacob shall be saved out of it. Keep reading.
For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
Right. So he's gonna free the Israelites. All right. So yes, they're still in captivity until this day, until after Jacob's trouble. Keep reading.
But they shall serve the Lord their God, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them.
Right, and that's another part of it too. Okay, when the Israelites are freed out of their captivity, King David's supposed to be there. He said, I'm gonna raise up King David. Okay, where's King David at? All right, keep going. So this, I'm telling you this to show you this has not happened yet. This is end time prophecy.
Right.
It's all gonna lead up to the captivity of the nations. All right, keep reading.
Right. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity.
All right, keep reading.
And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid.
Right, this is after Jacob's trouble. Okay, Jacob shall return and be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. All right, that's Isaiah 14.
Right.
Okay, go ahead and keep reading.
For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee. But I will correct thee in measure, and not leave thee altogether unpunished.
All right, so and that's another thing. We know this hasn't happened yet, because he just said, I will make a full end of all the nations where I have scattered thee. That didn't happen. There hasn't been any worldwide destruction of the nations. All right, this is the end time prophecy. Like I said, even the Christians will tell you that this Jacob's trouble prophecy is talking about the Great Tribulation. Has not happened yet. Now, as we keep reading, like I said, it's going to lead up to the captivity of the nations. He's telling Jacob, the remnant of Jacob, that he's going to deliver them out of the land of their captivity. He's going to raise up David their king, and they're going to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, their power. Okay, go ahead and keep reading on that Jeremiah 30.
Jeremiah 30 and 12. For thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous.
And skip down to 15.
15. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable, for the multitude of thine iniquity. Because thy sins were increased, I have done these things unto thee.
Right, so now he's telling us this is the reason why I brought you into that captivity in the first place. All right, Shalom, Zion. Shalom, Yahba Shema Shabbat.
Shalom.
And Shalom, Isaiah Bishop. Shalom, Mark. Okay, go ahead and keep reading. Now, here's the point in verse 16. Okay, this is what leads up to, everything we just read leads up to this point right here. Go ahead.
16th verse. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity.
That's plain. All right, everything that we just read, Jacob's trouble, it all leads up to this. Okay, and then Shalom, son of Yahweh Shem Shai, 144. Shalom, Mark.
Shalom.
All right, everything that we just read all leads up to this point. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. All right, this is after Jacob's trouble, because these Christians, what they want to do is tell you that all the prophecies of the nations going into captivity have already happened. Isaiah 14 has not happened already. Okay, that's talking about Babylon is going to be destroyed. It's talking about this daughter of Babylon that we're in right now, which is America. And yes, the Israelites are still in captivity until the Messiah returns, as I showed you in Jeremiah chapter 23, verses 5 on down. Okay, the Israelites don't receive rest until the Messiah returns and gathers them. And then the nations go into captivity. Okay, they get beat into captivity. That is the tabernacle of David being raised up. Give me Amos, the 9th chapter. Okay, and before you get that, I'm gonna read this. This is the prophecy of Yahweh Shai, all right, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, setting up the government of the kingdom of heaven on the earth, the tabernacle of David. And we're gonna read about what that entails. Okay, this is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 6. It says, "For unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end." So when he sets up his government, it's gonna last on earth forever. All right, it says, "Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this." So he's going to set up the kingdom of heaven, the tabernacle of David on the earth. Now we're going to read, what does the tabernacle of David entail? It entails the nations going into captivity. Okay, go ahead and get Amos 9 and start at verse 11. All right.
Amos 9 and 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Right, so he's going to raise up the tabernacle of David, just like we read in Isaiah, the 9th chapter. Go ahead.
That they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this.
That's right, so that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen. That's who it's talking about in Isaiah 14. All right, once again, and this happens after Yahweh Shai sets up this government, the tabernacle of David. We just read it. Okay, we read in Isaiah 9, he's going to set up that government and it's going to stand forever. So it has not happened yet, because we're not living under the tabernacle of David right now. This is future prophecy. And when he raises them up, that's what they're going to do. Read that one more time, all right?
In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Keep reading.
That they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this.
That's right. They may possess the remnant. They may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen, okay, those which are called by my name. All right. So that's what Isaiah 14 is talking about, man. That prophecy has not happened yet.
Not happened.
All right. And by the way, when I show you guys that live video, either later tonight or tomorrow, all right, people on the comment board kept telling him, because he said that was ancient Babylon. Well, when did the Israelites rule over the ancient Babylonians? Has not happened yet. It's because it's talking about this modern day daughter of Babylon. All right, we're gonna rule over these Edomites that have been oppressing us for hundreds of years, man. Really thousands of years if you go back to the Greeks and the Romans. Okay, so continue reading on that. See if there's any more meat on that.
All right, let's see
Verse 13.
13. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper and the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed.
Right, so that day shall come when the plowmen, the workers, shall overtake the ones that are putting them to work. Okay? The plowmen shall overtake the reaper, meaning the ones who enjoy the fruits of our labors. They've gotten rich off of our labor. We're going to overtake them. Okay? Once again, we're going to rule over our oppressors. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt.
That's right. Yep. So you can stop right there. All right. Now I'm going to go to the book of Zechariah, chapter 2. It tells you something similar. It tells you the same thing. All right. Zechariah, chapter 2. And I read this earlier. I'm going to read it again, starting at verse 6. It says, "Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north. Right. Saith Yahweh, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith Yahweh. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon." Okay, so that's where we at right now, the daughter of Babylon. Not ancient Babylon, the daughter of Babylon. Verse 8, "For thus saith Yahweh, power of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you, toucheth the apple of his eye. For behold, I will shake mine hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants. And ye shall know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me." Okay, so the ones who spoiled us, we're going to spoil them. Just like Isaiah 14 says. Let's go ahead and read that. Brother, not give me Revelation, the 2nd chapter. All right. This is Isaiah 14. This is the prophecy that they were completely butchering, going off on. You had this Christian apologist trying to say that Isaiah 14 was talking about ancient Babylon. No, you idiot. It's talking about the daughter of Babylon.
Talk about the daughter
of
Babylon.
Because once again, the Israelites never ruled over the ancient Babylonians. All right. And also, they wouldn't receive rest until the Messiah comes. We read that in Jeremiah 23. In his days, in the days of the Messiah, shall they receive rest. Isaiah 14, verses 1 and 2. It says, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. All right, so the strangers, the Israelite foreigners, are going to be joined unto the house of Jacob. All right, it says, verse 2, "And the people, the Israelites that are all gathered together, shall take the heathen nations and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." End time prophecy has not happened yet, man. All right, this is going to happen in the daughter of Babylon, not ancient. This didn't happen in ancient Babylon. They didn't rule over their oppressors back then. All right, as a matter of fact, the Israelites went from one captivity to the next. All right, they went from ancient Babylon to the Persians and the Medes, and then to the Greeks, and then to the Romans. And now, once again, we're in this final captivity, all right, under this modern day Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, as we keep mentioning. All right, okay, and Yahushua said that when he comes, all of those who keep his works unto the end, he's going to give them power over the nations. They're going to go into captivity under him. All right, and he's going to share that rulership along with those heathens with his elect. All right, give me Revelation 2 and start at verse 25.
All right, this is Revelations 2 and 25. "But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works until the end, to him will I give power over the nations."
Right, he says, "He that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations." Power to do what? Keep reading.
"And he shall rule them with the rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father.
Right, see that? Okay. He shall rule them with a rod of iron. They're going into captivity. And literally, all right, the elect is going to put chains, all right, on the heathens, man. Literally. All right, we'll get that in Psalms 149th chapter. Go ahead and keep reading.
And I will give him the morning star.
All right, and you can stop right there. All right, we got the main point. All right. Psalms 149th chapter. All right, and this is a prophecy of when the Israelites receive salvation. Because the Israelites ain't got salvation right now. We still in this wicked society. As we brought it out, the Israelites don't receive salvation until after Jacob's trouble. We started off with that. Jeremiah 30, verses 7 and 8. Okay? Alas, for that day is great. There is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. And in that day will I break his yoke from off thy neck. The Israelites are not free until after Jacob's trouble. So we're still in captivity. All right? According to biblical prophecy. This is Psalms chapter 149 and verse 4. Okay? When he gives us this salvation, we're going to see what comes with that. It says, for the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory, and let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand. What are they going to do? To execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people. To bind their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written, this honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord. All right? You're never going to hear that come out in the Plantation Christian Church, man. All right, why? Because they don't understand prophecy. Like I said, this idiot, this Christian apologist, he says that Isaiah 14 already happened. The nations, they already went into captivity. And then you got this Nabal, all right, this blockhead Israelite that don't know what the hell's going on, trying to debate with him. And you don't know the Bible, man. And then the first thing he said, I didn't like them Israelites that go out there and teach on the streets. Yeah, you right. You damn right. You ain't like us. Because you don't know shit, nigga. That's why you got confounded by a damn reprobate plantation Christian, man. Right. All right? That's why you, like I said, really, you don't need to be talking, man. And you brothers out there, all right, that's sincere. Okay? If you teach, just teach what you know. Right. All right, but a lot of y'all, man, that's the reason why Apostle Tahar, I says not to really do debates, because if you don't know something and you get confounded, it makes it seem like all of us ain't got the truth. All right, which that's not the case. Just because you don't know something don't mean you don't have the truth. All right, but that's what these Christians are doing. They're trying to shake up the faith, man. They're trying to make it seem like they're trying to find some kind of way to trip you up, to confound you. They sit up all day and all night trying to find ways to confound the Hebrew Israelites, man. Okay, trying to find a way to overcome what the prophecies say. And as I just brought out about 4 or 5 different prophecies, man. Whether you like it or not, the heathen nations, the non-Israelite nations go into captivity when the Israelites are freed, man. Okay? We just brought it out in Revelation 2. The son, Yahushua, just told us that when he said that those who overcome will I give power over the nations, and they shall rule them with the rod of iron. What's that talking about? That's talking about putting them into subjection, man. And that's all the way that's all the way back to the beginning. Give me Genesis 49. All right? Give me Genesis the 49th chapter. We're gonna read, that's in the law. And that's what was going to happen, man. All right? Okay, get Genesis 49 and start at verse, go ahead and start at verse 8.
Genesis 49 and 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
Right, that's it. Yeah, Judah, right, the head tribe of the Israelites. Okay, he says his hand shall be in the necks of his enemies. All right, that's going to come to pass because right now, all right, the Israelites are trodden down. And don't tell me that they're not, because we just read it. They don't get delivered until after Jacob's trouble, man. All right, so go ahead, keep reading.
Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Right, Judah's getting ready to be roused up. Go ahead, keep reading.
The scepter.
The scepter.
The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet. Unto Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
Right, and when he gathers the people, all right, what is he going to do? Go to Isaiah the 11th chapter. All right, when he gathers the people, he's going to gather Jacob together, bring back the southern and northern kingdom as one nation, raising up the tabernacle of David, as we read earlier, and then they're going to beat the nations into subjection. Okay? We're going to go ahead and prove that. Go to Isaiah 11, start at verse 10.
Isaiah 11 and 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious.
Right, and these Gentiles, as we broke down before, are talking about Israelite foreigners. Okay, because this specific verse tells you, all right, who the Gentiles are that he's going to save, and then it talks about the non-Israelite Gentiles and what's going to happen to them next. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Panthros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea.
Yep. Keep going. So he's going to gather the remnant of his people from all these lands. Keep reading.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
Right, so he's going to gather the 12 tribes, once again, reestablishing the tabernacle of David. And we showed you what that entails. Go ahead, keep reading.
The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
That's right. So they're going to come back together as one. Get the next verse. This is what's going to tell you, once that happens, at the second coming of the Messiah, this is what happens to the non-Israelite nations. Go ahead.
But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them.
Right, so the nations, all right, so they're going to lay their hands upon them, and they shall obey them. All right, meaning what? They're going to be servants and handmaids, just like we read in Isaiah the 14th chapter. All right, let's get another precept that shows you this. Numbers 24. Okay, Numbers chapter 24 and verse 17. It says, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall arise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. All right, let this truck go by. So when he rises up, he makes war against the nations.
Right.
All right, verse 18. It says, and Edom shall be a possession, and Seir also shall be possession for his enemies. Seir is another name for Esau. All right, Edom shall be possession, and Seir also shall be possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly.
Right.
And out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion. He's going to establish the kingdom of heaven, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. All right, the great city Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, the strong city of Edom. Same one spoken of in also Psalms chapter 60, Psalms chapter 108. Okay, so as we just read, all right, when that star rises up, Edom shall be a possession. We're going to rule over our oppressors, the Edomites, the ones ruling over the daughter of Babylon. We're going to do unto them as they did unto us. All right, which means what? They're going to be destroyed by the sword, and they're going to go into captivity. Because that's the patience and the faith of the saints, as we brought out in Revelation 13 and 10. Hey, do we need to keep going? We might as well. Give me Isaiah 60. All right, and I'm going to get Isaiah 61. Okay, same thing in those chapters. The nations going into captivity. It's all over the Bible, man. All right, but you, like I say, in order for Christianity to be true, you have to throw out pretty much all the Old Testament prophecy concerning the end times, because all of the end time prophecy, all of the salvation of the Israelites, is also the destruction of other nations and them going into captivity, them being subdued. All right, that's why I say we say Christians, they don't really believe in the Bible like that, man. Because when we read this stuff, they say, nope, that's not my Jesus. Yeah, you're right, because your Jesus don't exist. He's an idol. All right, we worship Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, the Holy One of Israel, and the Messiah that is prophesied of in the Bible, man. The one that is coming to gather the elect and to destroy the heathen nations that have oppressed his people, man. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 61 and verse 1. It says, the Spirit of Yahweh is upon me, because Yahweh hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. All right, and that's Jacob. Okay, it says, verse 2, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, listen to this, and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn. All right, it says to comfort all that mourn. A lot of people are mourning, but is he coming to comfort everybody? It's going to tell you. Verse 3, it says, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion. Right. Not everybody. A lot of people are going to be mourning. Right. It says when he comes, all the tribes of the earth are going to mourn. All right. But who is he going to heal? Okay, those in Zion. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. All right, so he's going to give joy unto them. Right. All right, now let's keep reading, because it's going to tell you when he does that, what happens to the other nations. Like I said, almost every end time prophecy in the Old Testament that talks about the salvation of the elect also simultaneously shows the other nations being destroyed and subdued. Isaiah 61:5, it says, it's like at 4, and they shall build the old waste, and they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the many waste cities, and the desolations of many generations. How are they going to do it? And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. What does that mean? That means that Jacob, all right, the Israelites, they're going to go into rest. They're going to enter into rest. They're going to be freed from the prison house, America, Babylon the Great. And then the ones who oppress them, just like we read in Zechariah 2, just like we read in Isaiah 14, the plowmen shall overtake the reaper. The workers are going to overtake the ones who have put them to work. And then the other people, now they're going to be the ones working. They're going to be the ones in our fields, picking cotton, picking grapes, off the vine, strawberries, all right, picking watermelons, whatever kind of fruits or vegetables that we so desire. They're going to be out there in the fields picking them. They're going to be tending to our flocks, taking care of our sheep, taking care of our animals. They're going to be our servants. They're going to be our slaves, okay? And if they decide that they don't want to do it, then we're just going to delete them, as we're going to read in Isaiah 60. We're going to get that next, okay? All the nations that shall not serve thee shall perish. We're going to get that. But let's continue on. Let's read that one more time. Yeah, that's right. Your bald head pork chop being pastor, he never read these scriptures to you. All right? Isaiah 61 and verse 5. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. The sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. But ye shall be named the priests of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of our God. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. All right, so not only are they going to be out there in the fields working for us, all right, once again, feeding our flocks, picking fruits and vegetables from the garden, all right, we're also going to take all their riches, all their wealth, and we're going to boast ourselves in all their treasures, all right? I'm going to keep reading. It says, for your shame you shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Because Esau, he already has his portion on this side. Right. Pursuing to Psalm 17, 13, and 14. The wicked, they have their portion in this life already. Right. All right, our portion comes next. Our portion comes in the kingdom of heaven. All right, for your shame you shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore, in their land, when the Lord takes us back, they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them, the Israelites. All them other nations, you're going to be out there working in the field, and we're going to rule over you with a rod of iron. Okay, and there's nothing you can do to say that these prophecies are not in here. We know exactly what the Bible says. That's how we know that you plantation Christians ain't got it, man. All right, and you're going to be the ones working on the plantation very soon. Now, give me Isaiah 60. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to finish this out right quick. Slack it. All right, Isaiah 61, 8 and 9. Okay, it says, for I, Yahweh, love judgment, and I hate robbery for burnt offerings. And I will direct their work in truth, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them. the new covenant is only for Israelites, man. I don't know where you read. The only places where the new covenant is mentioned in the Bible, all right, Jeremiah 31, Hebrews 8, Hebrews 10, it always is pertaining to the Israelites. So I don't know where these people thought that the other nations have a part of that new covenant. I don't know where they got that from, okay? The only covenant that they're going to have is the covenant of slavery, man. They're going to go into hardcore bondage the same way that we did. All right, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. All right, listen to this, verse 9. And their seed, the Israelites, shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people, and all that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which Yahweh hath blessed. That's it. Now, we're going to go to Isaiah 60, and we're going to show you another. What is that about? That's about seven different prophecies, a complete number, showing that the heathen nations go into captivity, man. All right? Give me Isaiah 60, and go ahead and start from the top.
Isaiah 60 and 1. Arise, shine, for the light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
Right. Jacob, go ahead.
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Right, gross darkness, different judgments, different destruction, but he's going to deliver his elect out of it. All right, and the light being the light of the gospel. See, the gospel applies to us because everything that we're talking about, that's the gospel.
Right.
All right. Matter of fact, what we just read in Isaiah 61, okay, Yahushua quoted that in Luke, the 4th chapter. He was reading from that exact same chapter. All right, but the New Testament only gives you the short versions of what you read in the Old Testament, but they both go hand in hand.
That's right.
All right. That's the reason why we pull from both. See, Christians, they can only go to the New Testament because if they were to read what we read in the Old Testament, it would completely destroy their doctrines, man.
That's right.
All right? But that light has shined upon Jacob. Okay, go ahead, keep reading.
And that's called singing the song of Moses.
Yeah. Song of Moses and the Song of the Lamb. Yeah, go ahead, though.
And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising.
Yep, go ahead.
Lift up thine eyes round about, and see. All they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side.
Right, and these Gentiles that it's talking about, that the kings that shall come are rising up unto you, that's talking about the Israelite foreigners, the kings of Judah and Israel that have been destroyed. They're coming back to that light. All right, and that's why it says, your sons and your daughters shall be gathered, they shall come from afar. All right, go ahead, and just like we read in the Isaiah 11 chapter, all right, that he would gather the outcasts of Israel and dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Okay, those are the Gentiles that it's talking about. There's two sets of Gentiles, and we keep telling you that, but at the end of the day, it's only for who it's for, man. And personally, I believe that guy Dwayne, I don't even think he's a Jake. I think he's a Hamite, man, because he looks like he's Ethiopian or something. Which there is Israelites scattered in Ethiopia for sure,
Right.
but most of them people go back to Cush. They go back to the sons of Ham. That's why he can't get it. All right, because this plain right here tells you, the Bible, it reads so plainly, man. It breaks down itself. It tells you exactly what's going to happen. All right, but they'll completely overlook all these scriptures to try to push a narrative, man. That's why they don't like when you read the Old Testament, because it destroys their false doctrines. Go ahead and keep reading.
Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee.
Right. So the forces of the Gentiles, that's talking about their riches, their wealth, all their goods. Okay, the Most High is going to take all that from them, and it's going to be transferred over to the elect. Okay, go ahead and keep reading.
The multitude of camels shall cover thee.
The dromedaries of
The
Midian.
dromedaries of Midian and
Ephah.
All they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises to the Lord.
Right, yeah, so the nations, they're going to be forced to bring all their goods, all right, to the Israelites, man. Okay, that's why it says we shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. That's what it was talking about in Isaiah 61.
Right.
Go ahead and keep reading.
All the flocks of cedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Noabath shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory.
Yep, keep reading.
Who are these that fly as a cloud, and as the doves to their windows?
Yep. And that's going into the chariots.
Right.
Because it tells you in Isaiah 31:5 that as a bird flying over, all right, shall the Most High deliver his people. That's talking about the chariots coming out of the skies, delivering the elect. Go ahead.
Surely the owl shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord thy God, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified
Right, so the
thee.
nations are going to bring their silver, their gold, all of it. We're taking all their substance, man. Go ahead.
And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
The sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. Once again, we're going to have them out there in the field, picking cotton, tending to the flocks, doing all the construction. And we ain't lifting a finger. We're going to be at rest.
Right.
It's time for Esau and the nations to go to work, man. All right? That's what's going to happen. Read that one more time.
10th verse. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee.
Yep.
For in my wrath have I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
Right. Yep. Keep reading.
Therefore, thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
See that? The nation and kingdom that will not serve us shall perish. Like I said, they're going to die. Either they get starved to death or they just get the sword, whatever happens to them. But they're going to serve. All right? We talking on sun up to sundown. You're going to do hard labor, just like we did, man. Okay? The nations that shall not serve thee shall utterly perish. All right? Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. All right? Skip down to verse 14.
Verse 14. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee.
Right? Who are the sons of those that afflicted us? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay? They're the ones that afflicted Jacob, and they're going to come bending down. They're going to have to bow their heads, all right, and lick up the dust of our feet. As it says in Isaiah the 49th chapter. Go ahead.
And all that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
Right. See? There you go. Okay? All the sons that have afflicted us, all the sons of the nation that has afflicted us, particularly the Edomites and other heathen nations as well, all right, they're going to have to come bowing down unto us, man. All right? Bending unto us. Go ahead, keep reading.
Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations.
Right. Why? Because Jacob has been the one that caught hell, not these heathens, man. All right? Jacob's been the one that's caught hell. Jacob's the one under the curses, so Jacob is the one that's going to get the blessings. All right, these heathens, they already in their kingdom. They already had their time, man. They already there right now. Okay? Go ahead and get the last verse, verse 16.
Verse 16. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings. And thou shalt know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior, and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob.
That's right. So we're not literally gonna put our mouth on a man's chest. When it says suck the breast of, because a Christian will tell you they can't understand spiritual things, so they probably tell you, yeah, you're gonna take his shirt off and suck on his breast. No, dumbass. That's talking about we're gonna take their riches and their wealth, man.
That's right.
All right. I'm gonna skip down and finish out Isaiah 60 and verse 19. All right. It says, matter of fact, I'll read 18. Isaiah 60 and 18. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders for the Israelites. Other nations, we just read that they're going to be, if they don't serve us, they're going to get beat down, man. They're going to be destroyed. They're just talking about for Israelites, okay? Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy walls salvation and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee, but Yahweh shall be unto thee an everlasting light, the God of thy glory. The sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself, For Yahweh shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. All right, so the days of our mourning are coming to an end. All right, Jacob's getting ready to be delivered, and I just brought out about 7, and I could have kept going. There's more. All right, we're just gonna end it because this ain't a full camp. We just fishing for the elect. Okay, we almost an hour in.
Right.
I think actually, yeah, we almost an hour in. All right, this ain't a full camp, but I just brought out a bunch of prophecies showing you that when Jacob is delivered, the heathen nations go into captivity, man. So that's the end result. Regardless of what the people in the world got to say, we don't give a damn if you don't believe it. We're gonna believe what the Bible says plainly. Okay, and that's that. All right. End it there.
Okay. You don't want to do the last verse? It's beautiful.
Nah, that's all good. Nah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it there. All right, so that's pretty much it. All right, the water for tuning in. We'll see if any brothers on the comment board. Just give you brothers your salutes. And we're gonna go ahead and end it off there. All right, but that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, these people don't really believe in the Bible, man. All right, and you got, like I said, the reprobates. Trying to argue with these Christian apologists. You're not ready for them, man. Okay. And I'm talking about these weak. There's a guy that tried to argue with the Christian apologist was a weak Israelite talking about I don't believe in what them camps teach. That's the damn problem, nigga. That means you ain't got the 100% truth according to the Bible. Because the men of the Lord, the spirit of wisdom goes forth on the streets. That's why your dumb ass got confounded. All right, by a reprobate Christian apologist that can't understand prophecy. Nigga tried to say that Isaiah 14 already happened. Fuck out of here, man. All right, that's why you niggas need to shut the fuck up, man. All right?
You're not going to find prophecy in a 503C.
501c3.
501(3)C, that's right.
No, 501c3.
C3,
Yeah.
501c3, whatever it is. But y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about them whorehouses y'all sitting up in.
Yep.
In these different religions all over the world. You got over 30,000 religions. Yep. You're not going to find the truth in those whorehouses.
Yeah, we'll leave it off there, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Shalom, brethren. I didn't catch on the comment board. All right, Lion of Judah, Tazawam, Isaiah Bishop, and Yahweh Shemel Shai, Shamar, Alatham, Zion Nawah, and Aval Banath, Yahawada, Wa Yasharallah. All right, the water for tuning in, y'all. We're going to close out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the head apostle / elder bishops of the great millstone who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety. To all you sincere Akim, keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless whether people hear or that they forbear. All right, until next time, Shalom, and abide the ball.
Until next time, Shalom.